Hi, I'm Paige and I go to Beechwood Middle School. I did a PowerPoint about the Middle Ages. The beginning. Middle Ages began because of the fall of Rome. Rome fell because of Vikings and failing government. I became a knight. I am one higher from a serf. My role is to protect my manor and kingdom. Feudalism. Feudalism was the type of government used in the Middle Ages. The whole government stood on a social hierarchy. The social hierarchy. The social hierarchy works so the upper class have wealth, more rights, good homes, and food. Usually, peasants lived hard lives. They lived in cold houses and worked for little money. Manors. Manors were run by a lord, who owned and gave certain rights and privileges in medieval England. Interdependence. A manor is both dependent and interdependent. Each class depended on each other for different things, but they needed themselves too. Role of women. Women did not have that many rights in the Middle Ages. Most of the time, they got paid half as much for doing the same job as men. The church and religion. The main religion in these times was Catholic religion. Some rituals were Christian burial, last rites, and baptism. The church. The power of the church was extreme in this time period. It guided all the aspects of life, and people lived in fear of the church. Cathedrals. Cathedrals were built to honor God. Art in the Middle Ages. Most art was about religion. It was also very dull and had no depth. Music. Only kings and nobles could hear music. Sometimes a knight would be allowed to. Technology. There was a lot of technological advances in this time period. Some examples were horseshoes, wine press, dry compass, compound crank, hourglass, oil paint, and more. Castles. Castles had a lot of structural aspects. Some were moats, curtain walls, gatehouse, arrow slits, and the keep. These pictures below show examples of the examples above. Medical practices. Medical practices in the Middle Ages were very dangerous. If a part of your body hurt, they would saw it off, and most likely you would die. And when you were sick, you went to the church to pray, because you did not want to see a doctor. Weapons. Some common weapons were daggers, maces, and a lance. The Muslims. The Muslims controlled the Holy Land. That was the action that started the Crusades. The Crusades. Crusades were great military expeditions undertaken by Christian nations of Europe. They wanted the Holy Land back, but it led to war. The Magna Carta. The main points of the Magna Carta was to take power away from the king. They wanted the government to be fair for all. And finally, the Black Death. It was the end of the feudalism and the Middle Ages. It spread through fleas and rats, and it came through the Silk Road. After the Black Death killed half of Europe's population, the peasants that were left moved to cities and got paying jobs. That was basically the end of the Middle Ages, because without peasants to farm, this is also interdependence, the knights, the nobles, and the kings wouldn't have as much food. And the knights would eventually move to get more money and more power. And that's the end of the Middle Ages.